Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody? I hope everyone's had a lovely Wednesday or a lovely night's rest if you're in between. Um, oh, sorry, just getting my coffee, which hubby made for me. Hi, Dan Allshaw. Hi, Linda B. Now, while we're having a bit of a chat to find out some things that people want to read on today, Bolsonaro faces hard security probe. Hang on. Yeah. Hi, T Bob. Bolsonaro faces hard scrutiny over purchase military's purchase of a. Further questions have been raised about military spending on impotence treatments under Jair Bolsonaro after allegations Brazil's defense minister had approved the purchase of penile implants costing more than £500,000. Okay, well, maybe he has trouble and he wants to feel like he's not the only one. I don't know. What do you reckon? And that is a highly unusual story. Uh, you're never quite sure where to go with stories like that, are you? You can take the high road or you can take the low road. Okay. Who's got something they'd like me to read on? I'm just swapping out some decks. While we have a chat and stuff. So I don't know if Bolsonaro facing hard scrutiny over £500,000 worth of penile implants is really newsworthy. Thunderstorms and your lurking cartomancy, tornadoes, internet is spotty. Well, my darling, hopefully you'll be safe, but you know everything you need to do. So, yeah, let's hope you stay safe there. Okay. You're up in the air over the wee wee issue. What's the wee wee issue? What is the wee wee issue? Hi, Bonnie Russell. Intelligence agent Alexander Bortnikov, a candidate as a possible replacement for Putin. Wow. Interesting. Let's have a look. Who is this guy? Associate Professor of Russian Strategic Policy at Curtin University told Sky News. Could be asked for. So, Alexander Bortnikov. He's an ally. Bortnikov, Russian director of the Federal Security Service. According to Ukrainian intelligence, the pair had a falling out over the bloody and devastating war. Okay, could this dude replace Putin? Interesting. Don't know much about him, so we'll do a general reading on him and then on his chances of replacing Putin. How does that sound? Of course, it wouldn't. Do you think we need to do a check-in with some of the Trumps? My gorgeous animal tarot. I'll take that out of rotation for a while. So yeah, while we're having a chat to decide what sort of things to read on and look at today, I thought I'd, swap some of the decks around. Right, here's out. What is the wee issue, Dan Orshaw? I'm really, really curious. I really want to know. What's the wee issue? And will we read on the decision is looming on Marjorie Taylor Greene. Let's see if we can get a read on it. Banned or not banned? Will we read on the that really hard reading on Bolsonaro? Penile implants. Okay. Shutting down Australian gas industry gives a massive strategic leverage to Russia. I can't see our gas industry is shutting down. Why would it shut down? I didn't think. Why would there be even talk about shutting it down? That smacks to me of propagandist stuff, so we won't even look at that for the moment. Hi, Spirit Beyond the Stars. Oh! I don't have kids, so yeah. Okay. Oh my goodness. I can't believe I forgot that. A willy. Don't play with your willy. Oh my goodness. So I thought we'd look at this Bortnikov fellow. What he'd be like as a leader would be better or worse. And he's apparently the head of basically intelligence in Russia. So, did they get the guy in New York who shot people up? That's great. Hi, Katie. Hi, Clarence Field. We're just working our way through, and while we're doing that, oh boy, the Justice Minister, Boris Johnson, the UK Justice Minister, has quit. Why should he quit? Because well, unless it was in protest. Boris Johnson's hopes of drawing a line under Partygate affair. Lord Wolfson said the repeated rule breaking and breaches in criminal law in Downing Street could not be allowed to be treated with constitutional impunity. Yemen's barrister and QC granted the peerage by Mr. Johnson in 20. Was the first minister to quit over that, saying it would not be consistent with his duty toward the rule of the law to remain in the Prime Minister's. Oh, wow. Lord Wolfson. He didn't resign because he was involved in Partygate. He resigned because he doesn't feel that he can serve in Boris Johnson's administration. Hi, Fern Robin Blank. Love back to you, T-Bub. Thank you for dropping in. It's really appreciated. So let's see. More pressure, even more pressure. And ministers start resigning rather than serve in the government, your prime PM, because they feel it's just, they can't consciously serve under you. That's a big thing. Sorry, just got a burpy thing. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Capitol riot defendant. I was following Trump's orders. A lot of them have said that. Okay. Oh, Rwanda has fired up again. That's just terrible. The things that go on in these, yeah. Jersey freezes $5 billion in assets linked to Roman Abramovich. Okay. If you live in St. Petersburg, please be careful. Apparently there's a very nasty person running around gunning people down. I don't know if the police used the word, this is St. Petersburg, not in Russia, of course. This is in Florida. Police are investigating whether two seemingly random murders in St. Petersburg, Florida were committed by the same killer. So they haven't used St. Petersburg, but please be careful when you're walking the term serial killer. Of course, the press go and do that every opportunity. Please be careful if you live near or in that town. Please. Hi, Deb Zeus. Deb Z. Hi, Estelle Harrington. If you are a member of my channel, you will currently be seeing my latest Hidden Treasures / World War II mystery. If you want to see it before everybody else, join up. It will be, all those videos do get released, those ones, but members get to see them first for 36 hours beforehand. So there. So if you want to see it before people who aren't members, go and join my channel. It's $3.99 a month, and every weekday I do a 10-minute hot topic video. And on the last Friday of the month, which is Friday the 29th of April this month, I am going to be doing an open all members welcome session. It'll be the Friday night, the Saturday morning for me. The Friday night. So in the US, last Friday of the month, last Saturday of the month, depending on where you are. It's an open session meeting with me for an hour or so, where anyone can come and chat to me in person. I don't do it on the Friday night because I want it to be Friday night over there, Saturday morning here, and also last Friday night of the month there's a GIS open thing that I like to attend. So, yeah. So, who's got some questions? Virginia Republican electoral chairman has resigned because he decided to post Facebook that Biden's black security secretary was nothing but a nasty N-word. Oh, okay. Yep. Oh, DeSantis' congressional map. DeSantis. I saw something about this congressional map business earlier. Under his new congressional map, a black congressman's district would be dismantled in Florida. He submitted it to state lawmakers Wednesday ahead of the special session that was called after the governor vetoed maps sent to him by GOP-nominated legends. So the legislature had conceded control of the process to DeSantis, whose proposal would likely increase Republican seats in Florida by making it more difficult for Democrat U.S. Rep. Al Lawson to maintain his North Florida seat. Lawson's current district stretches from Jacksonville to Tallahassee. Before he submitted his map, DeSantis said he wasn't going to allow the 200-mile-long district that would assure black voters could choose a black candidate. We're not going to have a 200-mile gerrymander that divvies up people based on color of their skin. Oh my God. Hi, Claudia. How are you, my dear? Was there more than one person behind the one NYC shooting? I think that map's going to get thrown out. Either that or, who has argued that a US Supreme Court opinion said districts can't be drawn with race as a primary factor. Lawson criticised DeSantis' approach. He's always said that's what he wanted to do. He pretty much his agenda is that he wants all of North Florida to be Republican. None of these communities of interest have any hearings on his plan. It's a really major concern that minorities are all over North Florida. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. This map, is it the last straw? This map business is at the last straw. Hi, Karen Bissell. Yeah, it's getting on, so we should start readings. Okay. So let's get into it. Bring out the Essential Tarot as well. While I've been chatting today, I've just been swapping around some maps, some card decks. Hello to all my lovely lurkers. Thank you for always supporting as usual. And for everyone who watches later on and chooses to click on my videos, I do appreciate that you do that. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's have a look at some things. Hi, Shelby Lisa. Up until now, Russia didn't bomb any government buildings in Kiev. Now they are threatened to do that. They mean Zelensky. Is he safe? Is Zelensky safe? I don't feel like he's in a government building. I'm not quite sure. It's like... Honestly, I'm getting that they could bomb the crap out of the buildings. They still won't hurt him because, well, the Russians probably know better how those buildings have been built. Six of Swords. Now, he's got a bit of a rough time happening, okay? So, as I've said before, I do think overall he's going to come out of this, but not unscathed. I mean, but he's safe. He's safe. Six Swords and movement away. So I don't think he's actually... I think they've moved him away from the government buildings to very, very safe and secure buildings, very strong building, but it's not like the parliament, the government seat or anything. Page of Cups. Yes, he is safe. And Four of Pentacles. Yeah, the Four of Pentacles. So they're well aware of the security concerns. Now, one of the things with the Four of Pentacles is that it's also isolating yourself away because of security fears. So I think this is the second card that's indicated to me that he's not actually at one of those government buildings where they would bomb them. He is somewhere else that's still very, very safe. Very, very safe. Something that's got underground and tunnels and things like that. I won't say more, but yeah, bombing those buildings, they can bomb them to rubble, and it's not going to kill Zelensky because he's not there. Nine of Cups. Yeah, he's safe. So this is the second card that indicates yes, he is safe. Yeah. Like I said, he could at some point be injured, hurt, injured or something, but it won't stop him. It won't stop him. Yeah. He's probably in one of those bunkers away from the main buildings. So, yeah. No. Dan Orshaw has said, I wonder if he's broadcasting from another country. No. He's like, other country heads have said to him, please come away for your safety. Come and stay in our country. And he's like, no, I'm not leaving. No. No. Hi, Anne. He won't do that. The Page of Swords. No, he's a terrier, and he won't leave his country. He won't do it. The Page of Swords. Once they get stuck, no, he won't do it. And maybe broadcasting from a secret location, but he will not leave his country. Ace of Cups again. Yeah, he's in Kiev. Yeah. He won't leave his people. He won't leave his country. Hi, Renee. Yeah, I can't believe you guys. What, North Dakota is it? 16 inches of snow or something? Was the New York City subway shooter working alone? The tower strike, this is shattering the Brooklyn subway shooter. Was he working alone? Yeah. With the tower, it's one lightning strike. Then his aim was to, just shatter. He didn't care who he took with him. He wanted to shatter people. He wanted to see them scared. Was he working alone? Yeah. I'm not sure, but it's like he's like thinking he's doling out some form of justice that makes sense to him, if not anybody else. So no, he worked alone. Hi, yes, Anne. Is there a possibility that a nuclear weapon will be used in Ukraine? You're worried about this? When Putin ordered that shell to be fired into the towers at that nuclear power plant, if it had hit the right place, it could have caused a huge nuclear catastrophe. There's more than one way a nuclear weapon, something can be turned into a nuclear weapon. A power plant can be. That was certainly a message to, I don't need to fire something from my country into yours. Hi, Craig Dixon. Somebody asked me to look at the mosque at the Kremlin. At the Kremlin? Yeah, at the Kremlin in the spooky special. So I might do that. Remember this Friday night in the US, Saturday morning here, a spooky special, 10 a.m. my time. For some reason, when I go on my YouTube thing over there, it's got the time all wrong and it's saying 2 a.m., which I think might be English time. Yeah, but about 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hi, new grandma. Nuclear weapons being used in real nuclear weapons. This is. I think there's a possibility. Yes, there is a possibility. It can't be discounted. Discounted. Oh, good question, Claudia. I'll read Claudia's question in a minute. But yeah, there's always a possibility. Will it happen? Nine of Wands. No, I think that the vigilance and the defenses will mean that no. Will he attempt it? But Four of Wands, a breakaway. I feel like this should be reversed, a breakaway from her. He's been thwarted several times. And I think if he really does try to push that, but he'll be thwarted again. So this is because this is a breakaway from family, and this isn't like daughters and wives. This is the family around him who help control those things. But yeah, if he was left untrammeled, yeah, he has been thwarted several times. Now, Claudia's asked a very sad question. And Claudia is in Lisbon in Portugal. And she's asked, Russia is using 13 portable crematoriums to hide their crimes and the number of victims. Question is, if there is footage from satellites or drones, then is there footage from satellites or drones that can prove those atrocities? Wow. There's certainly ways in which you can analyze satellite and drone footage. Ukraine makes some of the best drones in the world, by the way. Ukraine do. I've seen some of them up close and personal, and they are awesome. These are big military grade drones too. Anyway, timing. Thing is, people think satellite take pictures 24/7. They don't all. Knight of Cups. Yes, there are some things that might help. There are some images that might indicate that way, but might not be enough to fully prove it. Eight of Wands. You see the resolution on some of the satellites would pick up activity like this, but their frequency might mean that they're not passing over at the time these things are being done. Eight of Wands, yes. It can, these things can be communicated, can be proven with some satellite imagery. Now, there's a lot of satellites we don't know anything about that would be, and yes, this will be brought to light. So yes, I do think there are some images there, and possibly even drone footage. There are satellites that can be aimed to take as many photographs as needed over a time period, but then there are others like Landsat. They only do a pass over every 16 days, so you only get a pass every 16 days. And if something happens in between that, it's not going to pick it up. Modus and Noah, they do several passes a day. Usually at least twice a day over an area. But their resolution is such that it's not, they might pick up fires and stuff, but on a large scale, something as small as a portable crematorium, it won't. So, yeah, but there is proof in images. Whether it will come out, will it come out? Will it be shown? Will we see it? Hi, Tracy Rao. The Magician. Yeah, I do think we will see it. These magic eyes. I don't know when, but it might not be till months away. Hi, Kenya Jones. Your spidey sense made me wonder if the new general will defect. The new general? Oh, this nasty guy who did all that stuff in Syria. They reckon it's just as bad. You be safe, Craig Dixon. The Four Corners area. Yeah, that is Arizona, Colorado, Utah, and South Dakota, or something like that. Or North and South Dakota. I can't quite remember if it's both Dakotas but yeah. You be safe. The new Russian general, will he defect? He's a nasty piece of work in his own right, isn't he? I think I read on him last week. Hi, Sheila from Angel Feather Tarot. I'm looking for the note that I wrote about this guy. New Mexico, Arizona, Utah, and Colorado. Yeah, I wasn't sure about the two of the states. Yeah, thank you. Okay, I can't find the note on that general, but let's have a look. That general that they put in charge, is he going to defect? Interesting question. Hi, Crazy Cat Lady Farley. Yeah, I can't see him defecting. He knows that there's no real future for him in those other nations. I'm getting a pretty much a no. Yeah, 4 wands. He will stay with his home country, so no, he won't defect. Trash. Yeah, the guy who trashed Syria. Now let's have a look at Marjorie Taylor Greene. Her hearing's coming up soon. Will she be banned from running under the 14th Amendment? 4 of Cups. Well, she's not going to be happy with the results. She's going to be dissatisfied. Two of Swords. If this is a real crossroads. The Sun, yes. This is a real, very important trial because it discusses where free speech and opinion crosses into that area which is not covered by free speech, sedition, things like that. So I do think, yes, I do think that it's going to be a landmark, but she's not going to be very satisfied, and she'll probably appeal the case. So, yes, I do think she might get banned, but I do feel she might appeal it. If she appeals it, will she win? The moon, that's no. So let's hope that that's the case. Now, Kia kaha, and kia kaha. Now, I want to have a look at Bortnikov. This person who could, what's his name? Alexander. He's the head of the intelligence agency, basically. He's the Russian director of Federal Security Services. Will victim be a coup, victim of a coup of Russian elites? Be nice to see Putin. So, and the candidate to replace Putin is Alexander Bortnikov. He has had he and Putin had a falling out over the war in Ukraine. So, firstly, will there be a coup in Russia? Why are Russian influencers cutting up their Chanel bags? Well, because Macron is winning. Macron will beat Le Pen. Yeah. Don't worry about that. She will not get into power. Okay, Three of Swords. The Three of Swords. That he could be a victim of a coup. Could he be the victim of a coup? Will he be the victim of a coup? Three of Swords looking like, what's on the bottom? The Fool. The Fool. A new fresh start, a new journey for Russia. So let's draw a couple more cards on that. Ace of Pentacles. Money. People who have the money, the funds. Yes, they're definitely working together. They're looking to find the opportunity. And looking to find the opportunity. Princess of Cups. Okay, this is very emotional and emotive. I mean, Russia came to Soviet Union because of basically a coup, a revolution, a coup. There's still a sort of almost genetic memory of Lenin's takeover, I guess. I feel like that is genetic memory, sort of, and the way in which changes can be made. But also the way in which those changes that once they are made can be twisted into something different. How would I'm going to ask a quick question of another deck. Guides of the highest truth and compassion. Could you help me find? Please help me find the energy of Lenin. How would he feel about what Russia became? Was it anything along the after he died? The emperor. This to me is autocratic rule. It went from the will of the people to the will of whoever was the strongest. Hi, Sharon Saib. The Nine of Wands. Turn into a country where everybody has to eternal vigilance, watch their back with everything. These cards, this is the Shadowscapes deck. It's one of the first decks I bought, and I took it with me somewhere and it stayed in the bag forever. Six of Swords. It is not it has not become the forward moving country he hoped it would, with the Six of Swords there. It's become just a continual struggle. Eight of Cups. He feels like the countries and the people of Russia have been abandoned by these autocratic leaders. Abandonment. And I also got one word, which is horror. Anyway, that's what this little deck is telling me. I was just curious. And as for, yes, a possible coup, yeah. I think that's the only way they will get rid of him. They have to forcefully depose him. So, will they? Six of Cups. Yes. Basically, revisit to another time. Like the revolution forcefully deposed the Tsar. They will have to revisit old cases, forcefully depose Putin. Now, what I want to do is take a bit of a look at Alexander Bortnikov. Oh, Ukrainian children stolen by Russia. Oh my goodness. Will those poor little bubbies, will those poor little be reunited with real family? They want Russian couples to adopt them. I'm sure there are some wonderful, and even some of the Russian people might be related to some of these children, but will they be returned to their families? And I think if they're related to some of these children, it's like, oh my goodness. This is a situation with the children that there's still a long way to go before we see the full extent of this. This is the Seven of Pentacles. There's still a long way to go. Ace of Wands. There will be definite efforts. So there'll be efforts to assess, build up of energy behind this effort. Will there be efforts to return them home to their families? Five of Cups. Some of these children, there's no family left. The loss is just complete. Will they at least be able to return home to Ukraine, at least in Ukraine? They might have families in Russia, as be the case. Some King of Wands, compassion. At least get them to compassionate people, possibly even people they may have known, families they may have gone. Eight of Wands. There will be movement to return them home where possible. But there's still a lot of work to be done before they get there to that, because no good trying to even do this while this war is still going. Princess of Swords. Their story will be told. This is something people will never give up doing, repatriating these children to at least, if not family members, and some of them might even know family members in Russia and end up with them. Wouldn't be very comfortable, but they could. If not family members in Ukraine, at least families that they knew, Thank you, Sharon Sipe. Hi, MK Karen M. I saw you earlier and it just didn't sink in that I was seeing your name. So sorry for not saying hello earlier. Tracy Ralph, I think I said hello to you. Hi, Patricia Francino. Renee. Okay. So I want to have a look now at this Alexander Bortnikov. Will he replace Russia? Will he replace Putin? I'm still seeing Navalny's wife being quite an influence in Russia in coming years. Now that's interesting. I said, will he replace Putin? Now, remember when I said, will there be a coup to replace him, and the Three of Swords came up? Will he replace Putin? I think that this could be a yes, because, of course, Putin would see it as a huge betrayal, as he would a coup. Eight of Wands. There's efforts, there's communication happening between parties now, individuals and people now, to move this along. The Ace of Pentacles again. This is, the opportunity. The opportunity is there. What's here? The Nine of Wands. Building up the reserves in order to do this successfully. Does Bortnikov have the confidence of the military. The start. Yes. Would he be a good leader for Russia at this time? This isn't a no. I've got the 8 of Swords at this time. Russia is going to be hemmed in for quite a while. There's going to be limits and there's going to be sanctions. Now, the thing is, so yes, confines, limits, sanctions, but there's no reversals in this deck. But when this card is reversed, it means freedom from restrictions. So he could be a good leader at this time because he could help over the next few years lead Russia out of all of the sanctions and the restrictions and things like that. So yeah, he could be, yes, the Princess of Pentacles, the person to start a new foundation with the rest of the world with Russia by offering. So pages are often foundation cards, foundations. So this is opportunity to lay new foundations in the relationship between Russia and everybody else. So at this time, yes, he could be a good leader for this. Do you think he's in house? It wouldn't surprise me if he was in house or under house arrest. But he was the director of the Federal Security Service, so he'd have people. Orban. We'll have a look at Orban another day. Lukashenko. We'll have a look at both of them another day. Okay. Lord Wolfram, Wolfson, the Justice Minister, the UK Justice Minister, has resigned over Partygate, not because he was part of it, not because he participated, but because Boris Johnson is refusing to resign, and as such he does not feel he can continue to serve his administration. Will others resign? Will other ministers resign? They have guts like this man does. I don't know much about him, but it shows that he's Will other ministers resign in the wake of Lord Wolfson? In the UK. The moon. Yeah, he's yeah. Basically, icebergs ahead. No, this is like, as they say with icebergs, the large part of them is hidden under the surface. Yeah, there's going to be more resignations. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. I'd love that. Thank you, sweetie. You going to say hello to everyone?
Hello, everybody.
He's got 3 more COVID fines. Yeah. So, the UK Minister for Justice has resigned.
Oh, okay.
not because he attended the parties or anything, but because Boris Johnson won't resign and he doesn't feel he can serve in his administration.
That's scandal.
Yeah, Partygate. He's got 3 more. He faces 3 more fines, Boris Johnson too. So this, I do think, this is only the beginning. It's quite possibly at least 2 more. This is not something Boris has been expecting, but there have been repeated calls from within his own party to resign, and I think this is a bit of a shock for him. So Wolfson's not going to be the last. The longer the government will lose more ministers if he doesn't resign. 4 of Pentacles. That will really, this is really putting him on shaky ground. Four of Swords. So that's 2 4s, and the 4 of Swords, he could lose up to another 4 ministers. To lose 1 minister, Prime Minister, is unfortunate. But to lose 5 just smacks of carelessness. There could be 4 more going, or 3 more or 4 more. This could be Wolfson here, he's already gone, and 3 more. So, yeah, possibly another 3, maybe 4. Will he resign? 2 of Pentacles. He's still trying to juggle it. At this stage, no. If it was, Ace of Wands, the energy building up, the build-up of energy behind the movement from within his own party to get him to resign is, yeah. Who would take his place? Now, I came across a thing there. There's a list of candidates to take his place, but one who keeps coming up time and time again with this issue with Ukraine is Liz Truss, who is the foreign minister. This woman does not take prisoners. Hi, J Cat Lady. Hi, Laurie Gilbert. Thanks for joining us. Hi, Sherry French. Liz Truss. Could she be the next? Could she take Boris Johnson's place? This card flew out. The Moon. There's some hidden obstacles maybe to her taking his place. So perhaps not. Phosphorus bombs. Did they use phosphorus bombs? Did Russia use phosphorus bombs? Oh, yeah. Yep, this chemical weapons. Yep. The devil. Hi, Tararania. I saw you earlier too, and I didn't say hello. I'm so sorry.
Okay, baby. Very hot. Oh, Whitby, really? How old are you?
He's 91, which means he's an old man, and you should let him be grumpy if he wants to be.
Come here. Come here.
91 human years, that is.
He's treating cat treats, so he's really hungry. Come here. Whoopee.
A Russian warship was seriously damaged in an ammunition explosion. Ammonia in it. Yeah, ammonia phosphate.
Oh.
Mark Meadows removed from North Carolina voter roll amid fraud inquiry. What the duck? What? Is this the end for Mark Meadows? Donald Trump's last White House superstar has been removed from the electoral roll in North Carolina amid a criminal inquiry into whether he committed election fraud by registering to vote as a resident he never owned or lived in. Oh my God, is he going to get charged with electoral fraud? Is he going to be indicted for electoral fraud? Hi, Charlie. How are you? Welcome. Is Mark Meadows going to be indicted for electoral fraud? Thank you, Anne. That was Whitby, is our little dog, for people who are new. 10 of Cups. If you don't live in or have never lived in a place, you can't register it as your address for voting.
We've got our postal in, babe.
I've applied, babe.
Okay.
Whether we get it or not, if we don't get it, we'll have to go to the school. But, you know, it's 21st of March, so May, so it's a long way away. Oh, minor celebration. Hello. As the lovely Linda G would say. 10 of Cups. Is he going to be indicted for electoral fraud? The Chariot. Hello. I just said indicted. Yes. The Chariot. I tell you what, he's put himself onto a vehicle he's got no control over. Like one of those Teslas that's he's hopped in thinking it's going to be a cruisy ride, and suddenly the car decides, I'm going to speed up and take you into a ditch and smash you into a tree, which some electric cars have been known to do. I don't know whether it's Tesla or not, so I shouldn't have highlighted just that car. So one of those self-driving electric cars, because I don't know if they're the only ones who do it, but that's been a problem, I think. We've been hearing that it's been a bit of a problem, one that will hopefully be fixed. But yeah. Oh, Dr. Oz. Oh, I think Dr. Oz, I just got Dr. Oz is going to be indicted for the same thing because of he's trying to run for the Senate in Pennsylvania. Or Pennsylvania is going to bar him from running because he's not. Because he's on the electoral roll in another state. Oh. I think Dr. Oz is Dr. Oz in a lot of trouble. It just went through my head, Dr. Oz. Electoral fraud. So let's have a look. Entertainment purposes only, YouTube. Princess of Wands. He's not, you can't trust him. Somebody's going to talk. Two of Pentacles. He's trying to manipulate the electoral rolls. That's fraud. There is a definite destined change coming up for Dr. Oz. I think he could also be charged with electoral fraud. Wait and see. That just went through my head. So, Hi, Kim King. Well, I don't know how accurate I get. I know I do get quite a few things spot on. And it takes a while at times because, of course, it can give out insights and all that, but time waits for no man or reader. Time waits for no reader. Time operates on its own its own way. So you and a lot of other people. Yeah. So we've looked at Mark Meadows being removed from the North Carolina roll. Oh, Cuba Gooding Jr. A name did not give you the right, Oh, thank you. I try to dig a little bit deeper and get a little bit more, but what might be correct on that day because of circumstances changes might not happen, or it will come about later in time. So it's Ukraine's detention of an oligarch close to Moscow angers Putin. Angers Moscow. Well, so what? John Hinckley Jr. Who the hell would go to this guy's concert? I was just seeing a thing. John Hinckley Jr. Now he's the guy who shot Reagan. He tried to assassinate a president. It doesn't matter which side the president on. He tried to assassinate him. He's going to be performing a sold-out concert in Brooklyn. What is wrong with people? Oh, my God. I had a strange, I want to do a reading on Justice Roberts because I was watching Mel and Linda G the other day, their latest video, and they finished the topic beforehand and they started on the Supreme Court. And Mel was saying he could see term limits coming in. And the thought popped into my head, Roberts could be the next to go. Within seconds of it popping into my head, Linda G said, I want to pass something by you, Mel, that just popped into my head. Is Justice Roberts going to be the next to go? And I was pretty blown away by that. This is no word of a lie. he was just discussing term limits. Roberts hadn't really come up at all. And I said, Roberts could be, it just went through my head, Roberts could be the next to go. And then immediately afterwards, and this was recorded, so, and I hadn't seen it. This is the first time I'd seen it. And then Linda G asked Mel about it, and I'm like, oh my goodness, how many of us have had that forced about Justice Roberts? As it came out of nowhere. Justice Roberts is not everybody's cup of tea, but I think the decisions of the Supreme Court, the Supreme Court would have just gutted America's rights without him there, because of the makeup of it and the people on it. Because they were talking about, people leaving and who might be the next to go. But Roberts has never entered the frame. It was the Russian ship from Snake Island. Hi, Chat Wadsworth. How are you? And thank you guys for all the things. If you want a sneak peek at my latest Hidden Treasures video, become a member and you can watch it today. You can watch it now. It's up. Members only at the moment. Members get to see my Hidden Treasures and my Hollywood mysteries and all that day and a half to 2 days before everybody else. So if you want to get in there first, become a member and you can go and watch it now. If you want to know what it's about, become a member. And also I do a 10-minute video every day. It's around 10 minutes, anywhere from 9 to 12 minutes on news hot topics. It could be different topics from what we normally talk about from around the world and stuff. Yeah, but then right after I thought I thought Roberts is going to be the next to go, Linda G said, just popped into my head, I want to run it by you. No. Yeah, so, yeah. Oh, Nostradamus. Oh, no, I still have nightmares about that, watching that show when I was a kid. That said, you have to watch this. Six of Cups. Nostalgia. I don't know why I didn't even ask a question, so I don't know what's going on there. Hi, LF. So is Justice Roberts going to be the next one to step down? I don't really see that. Chariot, he could be, and quicker. Now, if he's got to step down, the only thing I can think of something forcing him to step down quickly is health. Otherwise, he's very frustrated with Thomas that Thomas won't step down and stuff. If Justice Roberts steps down, is it because of his health? 10 of Swords. Yeah, I'm getting like his health. Possibly even out of the blue, like just caught. Like the 10 of Swords, the end. I don't think it's anything he was expecting. The Devil. Yeah, I think that if very big, something to do with his health that's very, very big, that means he may have to step down. If that is the case, well, a lot of people would gladly see the back of him. Let's just hope that he has all of the healing energy that he needs to fight whatever it is. And wish him the best in tackling his health, you know. Yeah. And that would mean another Biden nomination. And I do feel like if this is the case with the Chariot, very swift, very unexpected, very big, and yeah, it could end his time. I'd like to see a Native American. And I think I did a reading on that a while ago. Could a Native American First Nations person be put on the Supreme Court? There's 72 U.S. federal First Nations U.S. federal judges. That means if they're at that level, they do qualify to, be nominated for the Supreme Court. So could a Native American First Nations person be appointed to the Supreme Court? Cooperative working together. Night, Linda B. Thanks for joining us, my dear. Yes, yes, there could be. This could be 3 people who would be eligible. A group of 3, one of a group of 3. Someone who's also worked as a prosecutor. I think it's also a man. Reaffirmation. It's got the Lovers. So that's a yes card. 9 of Cups. That's a good card. That's a yes card. That's a wish fulfillment card. So we could, under Biden, we could see a First Nations or Native American justice, Supreme Court justice. That would be fantastic. There's at least 3 people, I think, who would be in the running for that. That would be awesome. And definitely do your research and go and have a look and see who's there, see who's at what level with judges and all that. And write to the White House, and put forward a case for that. I think that would be awesome. I'm always very skeptical on anything I see with Sky News on it. Asylum seekers to be sent 6,000 miles to Rwanda for processing under plans to halt channel crossings. That the government plans to fly asylum seekers to Rwanda for processing in an attempt to tackle small boat crossings in the channel. That is absolutely friggin' ridiculous. I'm skeptical of the story. That doesn't mean it's not true. Boris Johnson is set to argue action is needed to combat the vile people smugglers turning the ocean into a watery graveyard. Yeah, it is a problem. It is a problem. People trying to get across the channel. People think, oh, it's only 22 miles. It's not that big. It's pretty calm. It's not. It's a very dangerous stretch of water. Is for Putin the Antichrist re-Nostradamus? No, I don't feel that any one person is the Antichrist. The Antichrist is more of a belief system than one person. I'm not a big fan of Nostradamus here. After the Prime Minister's speech, Home Secretary, Priti Patel. Now, if you've ever seen a thing called Splitting Image, it's a British show and they use puppets and all that. Priti Patel is the Home Secretary, and she's portrayed as a vampire. Economic Development Partnership. It's details of migration and economic development partnership with Rwanda after she visited the East African nation. Take people from one war-torn nation and dump them in a country that is itself a war-torn nation that still has not recovered from the devastation happening there in the 90s and stuff. Will that plan go ahead? Ace of Wands. Geez, I'd love to say no, but he's really putting a lot of energy behind it. A lot of thought into it. I'm surprised his little pea brain hasn't just shriveled up and died from the heat of it. Ace of Wands. I'd like to say no outright, but Seven of Cups. The thing is, people say, oh, this will stop the people smuggling. No, they're not going to want to go to Rwanda. They're still going to try and cross that channel. So it's a bit delusional. It's a bit of a delusional plan. But he's like, oh, think about it. The Hermit. No, it's like the steps that would have to be taken are just way too many. The Fool. It's a stupid idea. Yeah. No, I don't think it's going to go ahead. It's delusional. It's the fantasy of someone who is becoming increasingly isolated within his own party. This is the Hermit card. And it is really just, no, it's just the Fool. This is in the simplest term, it's a foolish idea. This person is hanging out over the cliff edge, saying, oh, we'll be well if we do this, and it won't. So, yeah, I really hope that I'm right on that and that it's just not going to go ahead. Like I said, I'm always a little bit skeptical about things from Fox News and Sky News, which is owned by Murdoch. Hi, Pamela Roma. Brexit anger over shortfall in government funds to replace EU support for disadvantaged regions. The government fund designed to replace EU grants lost due to Brexit has been blasted as catastrophic amid claims that it will cut support for disadvantaged areas by more than 40% over the coming 3 years. Is this true? Are these claims true? So the UK said, oh, we're going to leave Brexit. And of course, a lot of, disadvantaged areas, they've got a lot of funding from the EU, helping development and things like that. Is this true? Is this shortfall true? Unfortunately, yes, it is. The 10 of Cups, it's like the ending of a cycle of people being given supplement and that's the yes it is, and disadvantaged families being given supplements, the EU money and funding, and cut support for disadvantaged. So it is going to cut support, but 40%. Let's have a look. The Ace of Swords, yeah, and that's true too. That's true too. Good news, but just looking on the bottom, there will be a better outcome coming for these areas. So how? If this is true, I think they might sack. Do you think the Queen could sack Boris Johnson? Dismiss him? That would mean a dissolution of the government and a forced election. 5 of Pentacles, out in the cold. This is Boris. Could there be a snap election in the UK? Could there be an election in the next, say, 3 months in the UK? I did a reading on Tuesday with Putin, and I read possibly some June, possibly, but tarot's terrible for time. Okay, could there be a new election in the UK? As an election in the UK in the next 3 months? Yes, to elect a new leader, a new government. It's renewal. It's something that's needed for renewal of confidence within the UK. 10 of Pentacles, yes. This government, Brexit and everything, has left a legacy. It's shown the dark side of a really dark legacy over the UK. Five of Wands. It doesn't, it's just been one endless battle after another. Families have been disadvantaged. They've been hurt. They've suffered under this. And this was happening before COVID. Don't put it all on COVID. This was happening before COVID. Brexit, they voted on that in 2016. So just endless rounds of struggle. Never quite being able to reach. Yes. This person is celebrating the sudden richness of life, of health, security, of life, the Nine of Cups. So I think don't be surprised if there's an election in the UK in the next 3 months. Okay, my dears, it's coming up for time for me to wrap up for the day. Yeah. That same woman too, what was her name? I can't remember. She was said to be involved in Rebecca, what's her face? In getting Brexit through, even though she's American, Rebecca Mercer. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull a oracle card, message for spirit. Okay. So, guides of the highest truth and compassion. Thank you. Namaste, back to you. And if you do want a reading, you can email me at footprinttarot@gmail.com. And if you want lessons, I do have a 6-part lesson plan. Can be split up into 7 because the first lesson is very long. So, but that won't affect the price. And I can do a condensed lesson, like 1 lesson thing to condense things. But yeah. But yeah, so you can email me about that. Okay, let's have a look. Universal Spirit Guides, what message do you have for my viewers today? Sacred Pool. First, I'll have a look at the impressions I get from this. We have a young lady, she's floating in the pool. She's relaxed. It's like she's not aware of anything else around her, and that lets her reach out, her spirit reach out. She's allowed herself, she's put herself into a position of basically sensory deprivation, floating in a pool like that. You can see the light, her reaching out. It's okay to put yourself in a position to reach out. The world is a reflection of your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. Everybody embody the love you wish to see in the world. So she laid herself there in a position where she could soak in everything around her. Okay, when you look in the mirror, do you like what you see? The Sacred Pool card asks that you focus on self-love and self-esteem. Okay? We are all works in progress, so a detached self-examination made with rigorous honesty is called for now. Now, I said, she deprived herself. She's in a state of sensory deprivation. That means it's a detached state, really. And she's opened herself up. Sometimes stepping back and detaching yourself from a situation can open you up. Reflect by the sacred pool and be at peace with yourself. Can you see how far you've come and how magical your life is? Do you notice the spark of the divine shining through your eyes? When you're conscious that you're the embodiment of spirit, it becomes easier to respect yourself and act in good conscience. Then you'll reap great rewards. Your unique service to the world is not only needed, but celebrated. See the love within you and know that if you cast it upon the waters, it will return to you tenfold. So she's emanating the love and casting it out there. Be at peace, For you are beautiful and loved. Act with surety and confidence, and success shall be yours, whatever your inquiry. Now, there is a reverse message here as well, and it's about overcoming denial when there is a reward for staying where you are. It can be difficult to overcome denial when there is a reward for staying where you are. If you can't accept and love yourself, you remain trapped. Okay? Wearing a false mask of victimhood. The benefit of embracing denial and the victim's mask is that you will never have to take real risk. So some people never face up to an incident or a situation because they rather it just never happened. And by pretending it never happened, they never have to deal with it. And this can really dim your reserves. It can drain you because if you don't deal with something, it just reflects back at you and feeds off your energy and drains you. Dimming your light serves no one. Turning away from the truth that is reflected in the stillness of the sacred pool keeps you in denial. So it's like you're looking in a mirror and you're saying it didn't happen, and the reflection saying it did, but you keep saying it didn't, it didn't, it did, till the reflection just says, well, okay, I'm not going to help you anymore. Okay? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result is denial. Such vain efforts lead to a tedious, boring existence. Take the risk and shine your beautiful light into the world. Look in the mirror and see the truth. So instead of telling the reflection that it's not you, say, yes, this is you. Every little flawed part, every little scar, every little scar. You know? Every little saggy bit, every little grey hair. This is you. And just because it's not perfect doesn't mean it's not worth it. You know, look in the mirror and see the truth. Okay? Surrender the need to self-sabotage. I'm not perfect. I can see myself here on the screen. You know what? Every scar I have is a mark of survival. You know? Every grey hair I had. I started going grey when I was 23. You know? I could have had some really wacky and wild hairdos. I chose to colour it, but that's okay. No, I'm not perfect. None of us are. Remember that you have a responsibility not just to yourself, but to the divine spark within you. Courage is not the absence of fear. Okay? Accept the discomfort of seeing with clear eyes, and you will soon find the wondrous adventures awaiting for you. Step into your magical life and take a leap of faith. So there we go. This is the sacred pool. All about reflections on yourself, what you see, what you don't want to see, and accepting everything about yourself. Okay, my darlings. I will be doing a spooky special Saturday morning my time, Friday night in the US. But I will not be doing a Sunday morning this week with the Easter special. But, you know, Good Friday spooky special. So not quite Friday the 13th. It is the Good Friday spooky special. I didn't even think about that. But, yeah, so I'll be seeing you then. And please, everyone, take care. Please join me for the spooky special. And, yeah. And thank you again for your love and support. It really does mean a lot. And it makes a difference in our lives too. Remember, if you want a reading, email me. Apparently, I do really good readings. So, yeah. Love you all. Stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, stay strong. and stay loving. Bye-bye.